Hello everyone, it's Brett here, Lionheart84, and these three sad individuals we're looking at here, and they all seem to be suffering from exactly the same problem. These are my three white Pakistan mulberries. King White is the variety. I got them all of spring last year. There's very small plants, I think they came from Thompson and Morgan. And they did fine last year. They grew well. They were in very small pots, and I potted them up into these pots thinking that it would get them going, and they looked fine over winter as well. And then unfortunately, when they all started, they did start into growth seemingly okay in April, and we had one of those late frosts that wrecked a load of my persimmons and kiwi berries and several other plants as well, and it knocked these back really badly. And then after that, they started to put out some new shoots, and they have got some buds on them still. This one's about the best one. You might be able to just about see a little bit of green there. And these other two haven't recovered, but when they start to put out some new shoots, they were absolutely destroyed by snails and slugs, despite whatever I tried to do. So all the new shoots were spoilt, and I think I've now also come to the conclusion that I've got a serious root problem as well. The pots are very heavy, and I believe that the roots have become waterlogged and completely starved of all oxygen, so therefore there's nothing getting into the plants to try and regenerate the growth, which on top of being frosted and then eaten by the snails has caused a serious problem. And bear in mind we're now in the middle of July and there's no growth on them. There's not much chance of them doing anything this year if I don't deal with it right now. So what I've decided to do is take all three of these out of these pots and have a look at the roots, and I'm going to guess that they're going to look pretty sickly, so I'm just going to I'll take them out and possibly film what's left of the roots, and then I think what I'll have to do is trim the roots back a bit, trim the plants back, and I'm going to put them into a really open barky potting mix along the lines of something that I'd be using for my lemons, to see if the open oxygenated compost is going to help at all with these, and if I can get them rejuvenated and get them growing again, because it'd be a shame to lose them as I've got three, and obviously I've never sampled Pakistan mulberry fruiters yet. So I'll stop the video at this point here and probably start it again when I've taken them out the pot. I must admit, I'm not really too sure what the problem is. The roots look yellow. They look relatively healthy for a mulberry. There's quite a large one up here that seems to have gone up and then over again. There's certainly green on the stem, so I think what I'll probably do is, it does seem to be a combination of cold damage, slug damage, possibly root damage. And what I'm going to do is take it back to here where there's definitely an outwards pointing green growth. This bit of stem's green. I've taken this stem off as well, and so I'm going to repot it into a very open sort of like citrus type mix, and then leave it somewhere cool and shaded, hopefully away from slugs, and we'll see if the three of them regenerate. So I'll pause the video there and come back to it after I finish doing the same to all of them. Okay, so they've all been repotted. I've cut them back to green growth. One of them I've put in a shallower, wider pot that had slightly less roots. The others, to be honest, had quite decent root systems, and they just didn't look too bad. It's just for whatever reason they have absolutely refused to start growing again. So I'm going to give them a very good watering in a minute with some Seasol, that's a seaweed feed, to see if I can get the roots kick-started and see if I can get some growth out of them. I'm not going to leave them out in an exposed position in the sunshine because we've got a week of very warm weather coming up. So I think what I'm going to do is put them in a shady corner at the back to take the strain off them, especially as I'm hoping new leaves are going to appear on them in the next 2 or 3 weeks. And I'm also hoping there'll be less snails and slugs back there, because they've been hovering around the area where I had these white Pakistan mulberries, or white shahtoot mulberries. I'm hoping that they will recover and show some growth, but they're certainly not going to be flowering in any great hurry and fruiting, so I won't be tasting any this year if they come back to life, but hopefully they will. But I've now used, this is a very high bark and perlite ratio to compost, so it should be more oxygenated than the other ones were, so I'm hoping it might rejuvenate the shoots and the roots. We'll see what happens. So those are my 3 very sickly Pakistan mulberries. I'm going to give them a good watering with seeds on now, and we just hope that something comes of it and they start to recover. So thanks for watching that video if you have done. Much appreciated. Please give me a thumbs up. Obviously you're welcome to share the video if you think anybody might be having troubles with their young mulberry plants. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. It's free, and remember to click on the bell icon if you'd like to know when new videos come out, in case there's anything of interest to you. I'll catch up with you all in the next video. Brett out for now.